confident language in a professional, even in personal. Actually, I'll drop some nuggets on personal ones without sounding rude or aggressive. Yeah, because as a black woman in the corporate world and even in the wider society, when you try and assert yourself, a lot of the time they quickly jump to saying, oh, you're aggressive. I don't accept that at all. I really hate that term, because a lot of the time you're not aggressive, you're just asserting your position, or you're just trying to make a point, but they always try and shut you down. So what I've kind of learned over the years is how to navigate that. So how to navigate that and find better ways of saying exactly what I want to say, without being rude or without them being able to quickly say you're being aggressive. So that's kind of what I want to share today. So has anyone ever kind of said, sorry, can I ask you something, for example? Just drop some nuggets in the chat if you have. You know, like if you're speaking to somebody, sorry, can I just ask you something? So starting with when all it is that you need clarity on something, but starting off with an apology. Because immediately in that conversation, you're kind of putting yourself in a position where you feel like you're bothering them. So tonight we're done playing small, not even tonight, this afternoon, we're done playing small. We're turning passive into powerful today. So drop a fire emoji if you've ever kind of downplayed yourself in conversations like that example. And I'm going to try and give you some tools that you can use instead of saying what you really want to say or what you're used to saying. So you're going to have to kind of practice some of these phrases, but it does get better. So first of all, I think I'll probably just go through some of the common phases. I'm looking over here because I have made some notes. And just provide alternatives for them. So you might say, I hope it's all right with you. I hope that's okay with you. Why are you asking for permission if that's okay, if you're stating something? And this can be used in a number of different environments. So I hope that's okay with you. I would switch it to, that's how I'll be proceeding. Let me know if you have any input. Which for me, it just confirms your decision, because you've already made your decision, but you kind of just naturally say, I hope that's okay with you. No, we're not asking for your permission. We've already made the decision. So I hope that's all right with you is now, that's how I'll be proceeding. Let me know if you have any input. Confident, assertive, says what you want to do. Another one similar to that is, I'll just check if that's okay. I just wanted to check if that's okay. I just wanted to check with you. Why are you giving, if you know what you're doing or you know what you're saying, why are you giving somebody else the power to kind of tell you whether or not your decision is right? So I would just turn it around and say, let me know if you have any concerns. Let me know if you have any concerns. Chances are they don't have concerns, but you're not inviting them to have concerns. So that's kind of what I'd use if I was following up on a proposal or an idea. Another one that people ask all the time, because almost like they're bothering somebody. Sorry, can I ask a quick question? So you might ask it to your managers, you might ask it to your colleagues. Sorry, can I ask a quick question? We're not going to use that anymore, because again, we're using the sorry term in the immediate start of the conversation. So we're going to say, I need clarification on this. And that's it. I need clarification on this. Whether you're asking your boss, your colleague, we're just going to say, I need clarification on this, as opposed to apologising. I'm not sure, and this is another one, I'm not sure, but maybe we could, when you want to provide another solution. What I would say is, here's the solution I recommend. Here's a solution I recommend, and here's why. So give an answer why. Here's the reason, here's a solution I recommend, and this is the reason why, whatever context this is in, right? Which is what you can apply. Does that make sense? Does that make sense is one that is often used. And I used to have a manager that used to say this all the time, but he used to say it in a really kind of patronizing way. But actually, if you change the way that you use it, again, you're asking for confirmation from somebody else, if that makes sense. We're not doing that. So what I would say is, let me know if you need further details. Just let me know if you need further details. Drop any comments in the chat that you use often and you want me to look at an alternative, because I'll also do that. So drop them in the chat. Also, if it's okay, I'd like to add something, you know, like if you're in a meeting or if you're in a kind of group setting and you kind of, yeah, if it's okay, it's almost like you're minimalizing yourself. If it's okay, I'd like to speak. No, actually, we're not going to ask for permission to speak. We're going to say, I have a point to add here. And that just shows confidence, assertiveness. So I have a point to add here, instead of if it's okay, I'd like to add something. Another one is I feel maybe we should. No, we're not going to do that anymore. So say this instead. Say, let's go with this approach. It's the best option. So as you notice, none of this is rude. It's very assertive. It's very kind of matter of fact-ish. It's very, I'm confident in what I'm saying. Another one that I like to use. Let me know if you're getting value from this, guys. Like, hit some likes on the screen. I think that's how you do it. Let me know any comments if you've got any questions that you'd like me to kind of translate translate into professional speak. I know what we all want to say. I feel like maybe we should, let's go with this approach. I could be wrong, but again, you're minimalizing your knowledge, your opinion, you're minimalizing it straight away. So what we'll say is, based on my research or based on my experience, this is the best option. So yeah, those are a few kind of for using a professional setting. In relationships, it's exactly the same. It's just understanding your kind of tone, your, like, it's easy to get caught up in emotion. It's easy to kind of just be natural and not think about what we're saying. But I think it's really, we all know the answers, right? We all know how we want to be, how we want to communicate, and how connect. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, basically we all know how to be a bit more classier. I know classier is not the word for men, but we all know how to be maybe a bit more strategic about how we communicate, right? So in a relationship scenario, it would be something along the lines of, I just want to make sure you're not mad. Why? What I would probably say is, I just want to understand how you're feeling right now. So how would you say to a manager professionally to sort of know their place, if that makes sense? Okay, so if a manager is stepping out of line, basically, if a manager, I would send it back. It depends on the actual scenario, but I would probably send it back and say, what is it that you're not sure about in terms of my experience or my capability to do this? Because that way you'll understand what their concerns are, and why they feel they need to micromanage, because micromanaging is a big thing, but it allows you to then be objective, like to find the problem that they've got and answer that problem, right? Does that help? Let me know if it's a specific scenario, but yeah, I would basically just say, let me know what your concerns are about what it is that I've said. Similar to the previous one, let me know if you've got input here, because then it would uncover that if there's a problem, it does, because in my workplace you have many issues with micromanaging. Micromanaging is absolutely the worst, and I actually should do a thing on that, because I don't accept micromanagement at all. At all. You're just not going to get the best from me, and I don't think you're going to get the best from anyone if you're a micromanager. Sorry if I'm being annoying. Just to go back, sorry to annoy you. Sorry if I'm being annoying. No. And this is back into a relationship scenario. Let me know if this isn't the right time to talk. Simple. And sometimes it's like they want to lash out, but I know I can find it in me to tell them otherwise. And sometimes it's like, I want to lash out. Yeah, do you know what? We don't lash out. We're classy, because a lot of managers have... they like to abuse the power. A lot of managers shouldn't actually have the power that they have. And they've got into that position through whatever means or for whatever scenario. But as a manager, and when I've been a manager, there's two types of managers. There's dictatorship and leadership. So leadership is about coaching and developing. If your staff have a problem, as a manager, you're supposed to identify that problem, ideally before the problem rears its ugly head. And there are ways of doing that in terms of reviews, in terms of kind of feedback sessions and stuff like that. and you're supposed to find a solution to that problem, right? And work with your staff to make a better outcome for the company. A lot of managers don't do that. A lot of managers are like, I said you need to do this, I'm the boss, you need to do this kind of thing, and that just really doesn't work for staff morale or for anything. So yeah, if you've got a manager like that, you probably need a bit more kind of coaching and stuff like that, because they can't be changed. It's just how you react to them, because ultimately what they want is for you to lash out, to prove that you are this bad person that nobody's supposed to like, or that they're correct in their opinion of you. And I think in that situation, when I've been in that situation before, for me it is very, very important professionally to not allow them that upper hand. Of going, see, I told you they were going to lash out, or I told you that they were going to say this, or I told you they were incapable. I would never ever let a manager that was micromanaging me have the upper hand by me lashing out, me giving them what they want, and me not providing results. So I hope that helps. So yeah, if you've got a manager like that, try and find out what the problem is. It could be that they just don't like you. I mean, some people just don't like others. That's it. It's okay. You don't have to like me. We're not here to be friends. We're here to work, and just keep it professional at all time. Yeah, so for me personal, there's no, and bring that up in a review. Bring that up in a review, Anton. Talk about it and just say that for me, it's really, really important that I have progression. How can I go about that? And again, on one of my previous masterclasses, it's not even a masterclass, but in one of my previous lives, I did talk about open-ended questions. So not, can I have training? And your manager says no. I would go back and say something along the lines, look, I'd really like to develop my skills further in this way. How best can I go about that? What is the best approach in that? And then let them kind of do the talking and see, and then you can kind of go off the back of that. So I hope that helps, Anton. Maybe we could do that if you want. So this is a relationship. You can still keep firing the questions. I'll still keep going through kind of what I've said here, but still keep firing them if there are any questions that you've got. So in a relationship, it's maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do what you want. But again, I mean, yes, you can do that, but it would be, look, I'm open to your ideas, but here's what I'd like to do. So there's an element of compromise there, and it's kind of, again, not being rude, not being confrontational, but actually if it's something you don't want to do, then it opens up a conversation about what you'd both like to do. And then maybe and it could be friends. It's not just a relationship, actually. It's okay. Don't worry about it. This is one that is said a lot when there's hurt. Instead of, like, we tend to brush it off. It's, if somebody's hurt you, if somebody's kind of made you feel away, it could be, it's okay, don't worry about it. This is one that is probably used quite commonly, but I would say change that. This did affect me. And I'd like to talk about it. Opens up communication. This did make me upset. This did hurt me, actually, and I'd really like us to talk about it again. So that should be received well. Do you know what I mean? If it's not received well, then we've got a bit more of an issue there. I know this sounds stupid, but no, don't ever call yourself stupid. Don't ever say that your opinions are stupid. Like, I know this sounds stupid, but I know this sounds silly, but no, none of it does. It's your opinions, it's your feelings, it's what you want to say. So I would say, this really matters to me. This matters to me. Can I share it with you? And I know, listen, I know that some of this is not going to come to you naturally, and I'd say that it probably didn't even come to me naturally in the beginning, but as I said in the beginning, because of the environments that I've been in, especially in corporate, I've learned to adapt my skills so that people listen to me, hear me, that I can assert myself confidently, gracefully, and in a classier way than kind of just snapping back. And maybe that's to do with age as well. or experience, but yeah, it's so easy to clap back, but actually I don't want to be that person. I don't want anyone to turn around and go, oh, she's a nightmare, or she's aggressive, or she's anything like that, because I'm not. I'm assertive 100%. I'm confident 100%. But I'm not going to allow you to come and say, oh, she's aggressive. So these are some of the tools that I would use. Let me know if there's any other phrases that you kind of want me to talk through. What I think I'll do, actually, I'll send you guys, if you write in the comments for me, or when I post it, so I'll repost this in probably the next hour. So when I repost it, if you leave a comment, I'm gonna pick a comment. Say this. If you leave, no, maybe not. I'll decide in a minute. Then I'll send you a free kind of template of what to say instead of what to say. Yeah. So what I want you to do is practice 5 or 6 confident phrases that you kind of say often. So whether it's I'm sorry to be a burden, it's okay, don't worry about this. I think we all say that when we kind of brush off something that's hurt us or upset us. So if you find that that's something that you say, it's okay, don't worry about this, we really want to kind of work on changing it to, this did actually affect me, and I'd like to talk about it. So practice 5 or 6 phrases, and what you'd like to say instead, because like I say in the beginning, or like I said in the beginning, is you know what you'd want to say. You'd know what you'd want to say in that moment, and sometimes emotions might get the better of us, anger might get the better of us, our manager has really pissed us off or really kind of maybe tried to undermine us. Practice what you want to say, practice saying it calmly, collectively, and as you know, when I spoke on one of my previous lives, I was talking about tone and about kind of, if something really upsets you or somebody's shouting at you, just to stop, slow down and just lower your tone, because that really changes the way that people mirror people, right? So I'd like you to practice 5 or 6 confident phrases and call out and repeat with yourself. And even something like this. Go on, Anton, I got you. Let's see, Anton's got a question. Practice saying, like, everybody in the chat now, even if you're in a space, just practice saying something like, I have a point to add here. Just say it out loud. I have a point to add. I have a point to add here. Rather than, excuse me, sorry to interrupt you. Sorry, I have a point to add here. What are your opinions on managers that make others cry? Yeah, they're bullies. They're absolutely bullies. And some people enjoy that. Some managers enjoy that. And it's really, really difficult. They're definitely weak, because what you'll find is in some cases, I'm not saying all, but this is talking from experience of working in many, many different corporate environments as a contractor. So I've probably worked in I've come across loads of managers over the years. And it tends to be that these type of managers, this is their only place of power. So they abuse it. They've never really had that power. They may not have that power, and kind of me understanding that almost makes it a little bit comical for me, because I'm like, you can't assert your power over me, because it's not fair. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to allow you to upset me in the way that you're upsetting. If we've got an issue, we're going to sort it out, right? Because what we're not going to do is allow you to speak to me or to shout at me or to undermine me on a continuous basis. When we go to work, a lot of the time we spend a lot more time at work than we do with our spouses, do you know what I mean? With our children, with our friends. You're at work for hours. So why would you want to be in an environment that is really uncomfortable or that you feel bullied in? For me, it's a major red flag and something that I'd want to sort out straight away. But like I was saying, if I do come across, or when I have come across managers like that, it kind of almost becomes comical to me, because it's like I understand that you don't have power anywhere else. Do you know what I mean? So even though I don't say it, but I would just be like, I understand that you're not happy, because a lot of the time they're not happy in themselves, right? So they come into an environment where they might see people as weaker than them, and it's not nice. I mean, when I've been a manager, I wouldn't want my staff to be crying. Like, why are you crying? Like, it's because of something that I've done. Like I said in the beginning, is that if there is an issue within my workforce, for me, that's a management and a training issue. Um, and a manager's job should be to coach and train and develop their staff. It actually, to be honest with you, it actually costs more to rehire. It costs more to rehire than to train and develop your staff. So, yeah, where you've got managers who are going around being bullies, it's not. And to be fair, and I wouldn't say that it's the be all and end all and you have to leave a job. I've worked in environments where we've had managers that have been bullies and they've been the ones that have ended up leaving, because the staff haven't accepted it, or they've collectively come together. So yeah, it's not to say, look, this environment isn't working for me. It might be a job that you love, but actually you've just got one manager that's making things difficult. What I would also say is always take notes, chronological notes. I've been in a couple of disputes with companies as well. So, and one of the most important things to have if it does get to that stage is a chronological order of all the instances that have taken place, but also a brag book. So you have a book full of chronological order, dates, times, scenarios, because if you can pull that out, if you ever need to go to court, which sometimes it does, if you ever need to go down that route, you have chronological order of all the incidences that have taken place. But in addition to that, you also have a brag book. You have projects you've completed, contracts you've got signed, anything that you've done that is positive within that business. I would also say have a record of that. And I mean, I suppose you don't need to have a book. You can just have a folder in your phone where you just make a quick note as to what's happened, and just have that at all times. If you have got a manager that is bullying, being difficult, being unfair, 100%, just keep records of it all day long. So yeah, let me know if you've got any more questions. When I post this live, send it to your friends that might need boosting up, might need to know what to say in environments. I was thinking of doing one where you just want to tell them where to get off kind of thing. DM me and I'll give you my solution. But I think we'll keep it quite professional today. So what we talked about was say this, instead of this, say this within a corporate space. We said the same for in a relationship setting or personal space. Yeah, so what I think I'll do is when I post it, I'll send you the downloadable leaflet that I've prepared of all the instead of say this, and then just put say this instead in the comments, because I really would like some engagement, and then I'll send it to you, the cheat sheet. So thank you so much for joining today. Let me know if you've got some value from this. Drop some more taps, drop some fire emojis. Yeah, and let me know if there's anything else. I've got 3 more days of lives. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to cover, that would be of interest to you, and I will get onto it for you. But yeah, day 11 of my 14-day commitment to go live. Thank you so much, guys.